Hello. So a few days ago, I got an email asking me if I would like to do a video about Dice and Goblins. They sent me a review code. Never actually been offered a review code for a game before, or done a video game review in a video form, but I guess there's a first time for everything. So Dice and Goblins is kind of like this digital storybook dungeon crawler with RPG elements. In this game, you play as a character named Gobby, who, as the game's title suggests, is a goblin. When the game starts out, her and her people had just recently been forced out of their homes, and Gobby wants to try to find a new home where her people can be safe. So she's gonna search out for this place known as Dead City. And that's pretty much how it starts out. There's like a couple of like conversations where you're pretty much, hey, there's a chest over this way with some equipment you can have, and then just like that, you are off to exploring the dungeon. And the dungeon in this game, it's pretty huge. Like, there's a bunch of all these dungeons have like different floors. There's different areas. There's even like different themes as you get further into the game. Like the sets will change, the music will change. It seems like a pretty big game. Like I said, but it's, but the movement in this game is actually really fast. So, like, it's despite the size, it might seem overwhelming at first, but the game's actually smaller than it might first appear. But note, because it moves fast, though, you can get kind of dizzy. Like, there is an option in the menu where you can put on this dot that's literally called motion sickness dot, and I actually had to put it on. And probably because I played this game, like I said, I have a big screen. I have like a 55-inch smart TV as a monitor, so I had to scoot back to put that dot on and scoot back because, oh boy, was I getting some seasickness or whatever. But yeah, and I started like getting to this bad habit though of kind of always looking at the mini map instead of the game world, which is not something you really want to do because I've actually I got lost a few times, had to backtrack, couldn't find my way forward. Had to backtrack a few times to try to find the next path because I was too busy looking at the minimap and missed like a turn that I needed to find. So do be aware of that. But overall, though, like I said, I really like I said, the presentation of this game. Like I said, it has this digital storybook kind of presentation. The dungeon crawling is kind of fun. I do like the themes and the music and stuff, but obviously, though, the real star of this game, though, is the combat system. Like, this game, like I said, it's not quite, I don't know if you could quite call this a true RPG, since you only have one character, and there isn't, like, different roles to assign in combat, and there aren't a lot of stats either outside of your health points, but, right, the combat, though, is this very dice-based combat system, where you have, like, D4s, D6s, D8s. I mean, it actually reminds me of, like a Cortex Prime game. I don't know if you ever played like any like Cortex Prime tabletop games such as like Tales of Zadie or something, but in that game you build like dice pools to like do all your action stuff, and this game Dice Goblins really reminds me of that. And like I said, so you can have up to 5 slots of equipment, and each piece of equipment gives you a dice for combat. Like, so there'll be like different types of dice. There'll be like attack dice, there'll be like healing dice or defense dice, and of course they'll come like different numbers like a d4, a d6, d8. Like I said, so there is a lot of like flexibility, a lot of like interesting themes there, but probably the most interesting thing about the combat though is the fact that there's combos. Like, right, if you roll like certain numbers, like each, like most pieces of equipment have like combos attached to them. So like if you roll say like you roll like 1, 2, 3, like maybe one of the pieces of equipment you have like has a effect that happens when you roll a 1, a 2, and a 3 on the dice, right? And there's like other like all kinds of different effects. But part of like what makes this combat a lot deeper though is that you want to try to use weapons that can get you combos that work well together. So you might, like, early game, you might want to keep a bunch of weapons that are all D4 weapons, even though you might have access to like some D6 weapons. Doing D4 keeps your dice more narrow, like I said, so you're more likely to get like those lower numbers or whatever. You're trying to get those 1, 2, 3s or trying to get like more of the same number. It's a bit easier when you don't have as many variables. But on the other hand, like, as you get more and more stuff though, you might want to switch everything to like D6s and D8s because you can do more like raw damage. There's also a lot of skills that help you like manipulate dice. Like you can learn skills, like said, there's this like set of skills called lower, like there's lower rank 1, lower rank 2, lower rank 3, and what these do is actually let you lower the total on one of your dice. So if you roll like, so let's say you need like a 1, a 2, and a 3, right? You could use lower on one of the dice, like on that one. Okay, that's like if you got like you got 2 3s, and you could use lower on one of it to make it a 1, 2, 3, and get a combo that way or whatever you need. Like I said, so those have actually kind of proved to be some of the most useful skills you could learn in this game, and it's it's actually, like I said, I just find myself having a lot of fun just trying to make combos, trying to equip weapons that work together. And when you get like combos, like I said, some weapons have like combos that give you extra dice when you trigger the combo, and that can lead to some really like beautiful sequences of events where you will trigger a dice which will roll and then trigger another dice with another combo, and it just kind of like combos into combos into combos, and you do like a whole lot of damage. Really fun when that happens. And I found myself pretty addicted to this game, really just trying to power my way through it. Like I said, it's definitely a shorter game though. It's only probably about 15 hours, I'd say. But it was still fun. Like I said, the music I think is pretty good. There was like, I'm on a review copy, so maybe this is just a beta version issue, but like the music wasn't looping properly. Like, the music would end and then it would just be kind of silent for a second and then start over again. So I thought that was a bit weird, but that might just be a beta version thing. Otherwise, it's like, that's not a big issue. But like I said, I do like the characters, the story, like the Gobby's super funny. I really like that. There's like a part early in the game where she meets the mouse princess, and she is like absolutely like goofy about it, talking about like one trying to get a kiss from the princess, but also talking about like the princess's muscles and stuff. It's like super cute, super funny, really just kind of said really enjoyed it. Really love like the aesthetic of the game. Like I said, the combat's really fun. Like I said, it's a lighter adventure, but something I do think is worth playing, like especially if you like first person dungeon crawlers, or you want something that's just more lighthearted and fun. Like I said, that's also not going to take too long. Like I said, sometimes brevity, like when I was younger, you always felt like, if a game was only 15-20 hours, you felt like it wasn't worth your time. But now that I'm older, I've kind of appreciated brevity in games. Like I said, in this game I do, is that it's not even, they're not asking for too much. I think they're only asking about like $15. I think, because I think in US, I had the prices. I'll have the price on the screen here, what they are advertising, but like I said, it's not too much to get. Like I do think it is worth buying. And if you're interested, I will have a link to this game's Steam page in the description of this video. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like I said, first time I've done like a proper review of a game. So I don't really have like another one to recommend on my channel, but I did do a while ago. I did play another light kind of dungeon crawler game called Wiz Light, and I will link that video down below. As always, thank you for watching.